Okay, so what we have is we have Phil Lyman standing at about this position right here with his phone, taking a last photograph or video of Charlie as Charlie takes his seat and begins to start taking questions from Henry Dells. Okay, this is approximately 12:09, 12:10. 12:09, 12:10. Phil Lyman then departs for the very back of the Sorensen Center, which is where we'll end up here. But I want to show you all just exactly how nuts this is, where and why Phil places himself directly under the alleged gunman's perch to be the perfect ear witness, and then go on numerous national news media outlets and podcasts pushing this narrative, this I heard this 30-06 round fired right behind me. Okay, 12:10, 12:09, Phil leaves. This is filled, packed with people, of course, and Phil walks up this sidewalk. Keep in mind, this is Phil Lyman, who just was defeated in the governor's race, and which he has a tremendous support base here in Orem and at UVU. So you've got a popular guy walking around, and he's got to be quick because he doesn't have that long. Phil says that he walks this direction and takes off for that trash can right over there. This is actually impossible because there's so many people packed in this space. There's no possible way for Phil Lyman to have walked over and cut through. Okay, so the only way that Phil could have possibly made this route is to take this path. So, here's the problem with Phil Lyman's story and Sophie Anderson's story and Truman Van Cott's story. Phil would have passed right by them walking this direction because they stayed in this area the entire time. I asked Sophie this numerous times. Sophie is adamant she was standing right here at the moment the sound rang out. Okay, Truman as well. Truman says he was here a minute before the sound, and then he and his grandma departed out that way is one story. Then they changed their story and departed out this way. That, of course, is, I'll have it linked in the description. So, where these evolving accounts happened, okay? So, Phil Lyman, regardless, whether he went down this pathway here or he took what is the most feasible route because of the sheer fact that people were jam-packed on that concrete right there, he took this path. Regardless, there is no way that Phil Lyman did not see Sophie Anderson in her maroon shirt that said Lyman for governor and black pants, because her and Truman were right here. Both of their stories have lined up that way, and Phil has even confirmed that he walked this direction, okay? This is where things start going sideways for Phil Lyman. Okay. So, maybe a couple of minutes, a minute to take that path, then Phil Lyman continues on this direction. Remember what we have here, we've got the Phil Lyman for governor person, the signs. He's here. We've got other signs over here on that route. And Phil Lyman says he walks this direction. Got the Woodbury Business School. And Phil Lyman walks this direction. And per his account, as Phil Lyman is walking in these doors, this is what he says. The sound goes off right here. Boom! Phil says he opens this door, goes in 1, 2, 3, 4, stops. This is where he turns his phone on, he says. And then he begins to walk out, following a woman carrying food, with all of these people right here. Not a single one of them is looking back up at the Losi Center roof. No one. All of these people are looking down here at the fountain courtyard. If there was actually a shot that occurred right there at that position, every single person in this area would be looking and pointing at the roof because there's a threat. None of them are going to turn their back on that threat. None of them.